Queng, you're wildin' off rip. This energy is different. Yeah. What's good, y'all? Back at it again with another reaction, and I know I'm gonna be a little bit late with this one. I still want to stay on top of my one reaction a day challenge for this month. It's gonna be Friday for me, even though I know it's gonna be Saturday for those of y'all in the UK, but I don't care. For me, it's still been one a day. But listen, I see Kwengface is on this one, and he has been one of the best and most consistent this year when it comes to the quality of the music. So listen, I don't want to hold y'all too much longer. Let's get it.
Alright, you tell them, Queng.
Alright, on the mains, dude, fake.
It's Berna. MMOC shit, you really know how we do.
Yo, violate beats and annihilate neeks. Pissed if you owe me P's, you got to the end of 1, 2, 3. I'm with 1, 2 G's in a 4 series, Fed come now where I can.
That intro sequence, I don't know why, but that intro sequence was hard, and then the way that the beat just creeped in right after it.
Yo, violate beats and annihilate neeks. Pissed if you owe me P's, you got to the end of 1, 2, 3. I'm with 1, 2 G's in a 4 series, Fed come now where I can freeze. Please, run just box OT with a stick like granddad, NSG. Like, yo, what you telling me? Big back thing, but she got no vim, I need more energy. Them man talk on pillow, can't be my dog, we're different pedigree. I'll shoot with a Smith like Willow, hit him on feet so effortlessly. Tuesday I get in TikTok.
He's wildin', he is wildin'. And I know Queng is in him.
Yo, violate beats and annihilate neeks. Pissed if you owe me P's, you got to the end of 1, 2, 3. I'm with 1, 2 G's in a 4 series, Fed come now where I can freeze. Please, run just box OT with a stick like granddad, NSG. Like, yo, what you telling me?
That was a whole energy sequence. He said OT Bop and then granddad like NSG. Is there another one in that I missed too?
Please, run just box OT with a stick like granddad, NSG. Like, yo, what you telling me? Big back thing, but she got no vim, I need more energy. Them man talk on pillow, can't be my dog, we're different pedigree. I'll shoot with a Smith like Willow, hit him on feet so effortlessly. Tuesday I didn't do that work, but yes, so I guess I'm an accessory.
Look, you say that I'm doing this rap thing, but man still.
Whoa. Queng, you're wildin' off rip. This energy is different. And the way that he transitioned in.
Smith like Willow, hit him on feet so effortlessly. Tuesday I didn't do that work, but yes, so I guess I'm an accessory.
Look, you say that I'm doing this rap thing, but man still 10 toes down them, bro. You say that we're bringing them wax, and you know that it's gang will snoop that bandit. Bare times that a man's been stabbed up, short balls back to that man, yo, catch up. All the little bros, a little rock down, Asher, when I sign deals, that's new shit, jaguars. If you back your splash, and I back my splash, and see who's gonna get 7. Tell her shut up and all this.
We're gonna reload everything Queng just said. I don't care.
I don't care. Willow, hit him on feet so effortlessly. Tuesday I didn't do that work, but yes, so I guess I'm an accessory.
Look, you say that I'm doing this rap thing, but man still 10 toes down them, bro. You say that we're bringing them wax, and you know that it's gang will snoop that bandit. Bare times that a man's been stabbed up, short balls back to that man, yo, catch up. All the little bros, a little rock down, Asher, when I sign deals, that's new shit, jaguars. If you back your splash, and I back my splash, and see who's gonna get 7. Tell her shut up and all this weapon, I can't love none of these girls from Peckham. A rose in the watch, and I left hook, right hook, jab, but he ain't in second.
Yo, Queng is different. Queng is different.
If you back your splash and I back my splash, and see who's gonna get 7. Tell her shut up and all this weapon, I can't love none of these girls from Peckham. A rose in the watch, and I left hook, right hook, jab, but he ain't in second. I got jewels in my night tracks, but I'm still getting down in my dinner.
Yo, countless risks we take for the love of the cake, man's doing it big. Run with a man, see Jace, want me on the case, scream for all my mates.
Yo, man, see it up in the mains, fuck that, did it, man, feeling it big. Vest up, Berna, guys gonna do it up life like few of my mates.
Yo,
the one thing I will say is that there are some moments in this beat that's a little bit overpowering on their voices, just a little bit. But I don't care, I'm loving it. This hook is sick.
When a man see Jace, want me on the case,
He ain't in second. I got jewels in my night tracks, but I'm still getting down in my dinner.
yo, countless risks we take for the love of the cake, man's doing it big. Run with a man, see Jace, want me on the case, scream for all my mates.
Yo, man, see it up in the mains, fuck that, did it, man, feeling it big. Vest up, Berna, guys gonna do it up life like few of my mates.
Yo, them man talking a lot. Something around there got touched. Now one of them ain't walking a lot. I ain't talking about no pug. Call this line, you can order the dog. Shorty think I'm a star. Da Vinci cloth, I'm sourcing a lot.
Look, them man, they love talking a lot, but they ain't walking a lot. Uncle when you're whipping for time. Make sure you leave that fork in the pot. Whip that shit till it locks. There's no way this flip can flop. I'm one up, just do it back there. See first spot that I'm up.
Could but did he bop on blocks, but I need it.
I have to reload this. I'm not gonna hold you. I got a little bit distracted because the visuals are actually really clever too. Like the whole notion of like the name of the song is bait, but they're also bait in the ends. Like they're actually, you know, roaming around, letting people know where they at, so that way they could have like older people gather. I like that. I actually think it's a really dope concept.
But they ain't walking a lot. Uncle said when you're whipping for time. Make sure you leave that fork in the pot. Whip that shit till it locks. There's no way this flip can flop. I'm one up, just do it back there. See first spot that I'm up.
Could but did he bop on blocks, but I need this prof. Take time, ease off. If one of them touch my dodge, jump out, squeeze off. Watch them all breeze off.
Watch them all breeze off. Yeah, they kept on cutting. Trying to button man down with a button, they're cutting. Them niggas ain't staying for nothing.
Yo, countless risks we take for the love of the cake, man's doing it big. Run when the man see Jakes, want me on the case, scream free all my mates.
Yo, man see it up with the mates, fuck that, did it, man's doing it big. Vest up, Berna, guys gone doing up live like free all my mates.
Yo, countless risks we take for the love of the cake, man's doing it big. Run when the man see Jakes, want me on the case, scream free all my mates.
Yo, man see it up with the mates, fuck that, did it, man's doing it big. Vest up, Berna, guys gone doing up live like free all my mates. Countless risks we take, countless risks we take. Fuck that, did it, man's doing it big. Countless risks we take, countless risks we take. Fuck that, did it, man's doing it big.
Yo, what you saying?
What's the point of that? What's the point of having Trizak come in like that? I mean, I guess, cause they're bait, then your ops know where you at. I mean, I guess. So in this channel, we hold the vowels. That means we're gonna get straight into it, and this one gets a 9.75. Once Kweng touches a track, you already know that the flows are gonna be madness. But honestly, Berna dumped on this one too. This was definitely one of my favorite songs to come out in this latter quarter of the year. They really came through with this one, for real, for real. And I don't know exactly what it is, but this one definitely felt like a little bit of a switch up from Kweng, with the way that he chose to use his flows. It didn't like, it sounded familiar, but it still felt fresh. Like it felt like he just tweaked one or two little things in the way that he approaches his flows. So that way, again, it still feels like it's Kweng, but doesn't feel like he's kind of like reusing something that he's already done. I like this one a lot. That sequence that Berna had in the beginning, that alone was enough for me to reload this whole thing. It's just really interesting how the small things that people could do with their words in terms of where they place them, is how they deliver them, can make a song feel completely different. Like if I was just reading that, it probably wouldn't have slapped as hard, but just the way that he had that flow with it, the beat on this one was damn near perfect. But again, there were still some small moments where like the beat was overpowering the voices a little bit. I think it was happening more so to Kweng than Berna specifically, but at the end of the day, this was still a very strong beat. It wasn't super generic. Like it wasn't the kind of beat where if I listen to it, I'm just like, I don't know what song that is. This one, it feels very ownable to this specific song. Lyrically, once again, you already know that once Kweng is on the track, he's going to violate, and he did not fail to disappoint here. If it's one thing I would say though, for somebody who doesn't release music with as much of a volume as, let's say, somebody like Abs, every single time that Kweng drops something, it is on point. He's definitely quality over quantity, that's for sure. But what made this one so good is that it wasn't one of those tracks where one person was overpowering the other. Honestly, they really complemented each other very well. The balance was almost impeccable. And then the other really good thing about the lyricism here is that the wordplay wasn't too overpowering. Each punchline was just perfectly placed. They weren't super overpowering to the point where when you hear it, it's diverting your attention towards the narrative of the punchline and the imagery of the punchline and not what they're saying. They fit so perfectly within the bars, and it's the overall context of the verses and the whole song. And needless to say, this one had the perfect replay value. It wasn't super duper unnecessarily rude, but at the same time, it still had those elements that make drill what it is, that make you want to listen to it. They did a really good job with this one. Now, I'm not 100% sure if Berna is from South London as well, but one thing I could say for sure, based on the artists who I do know, is that South London has that New York vibe on lock. They're the only region off the top of my head where I could say if I took just the vibe, ignoring the context of the lyrics and everything else, and played it out here, that people will be able to bop to. And you can tell just by the way that Kweng vibes to it in the videos too. I do think that d.ovrkll also falls within that category, but he's one person, not necessarily a region. In fact, South London specifically just has that vibe perfectly. When I think of people like Gully, Karma, even Trizak sometimes, they have that vibe. It just feels so New York. And I'm not even trying to say that it's like on a swagger jacking level. It's just to say that the feeling is just so identical, and I know that it can translate over so well. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. This collab did not disappoint me whatsoever, and I'm really excited to hear whatever else Kweng has coming up for us. Hang tight for some more reactions. I do got more of those coming for y'all, but until next time, peace.